All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving headfirst into some seriously mind-bending stuff.
Oh, I love it when we get into the really out there concepts. What are we looking at today?
We're talking hypno-channeling and a YouTube channel called, you guessed it, Hypnovibes.
Okay, hypno-vibes, hypno-channeling, I'm intrigued. Where do we even begin?
Well, they've got a hypnotist, Naomi, right? And a participant, Jessica, whose higher self gets channeled.
Higher self. Okay, I'm following so far. So what does this higher self have to say?
Oh, just some casual stuff about, extraterrestrials disguised as humans and overlapping realities.
Wait, hold on. Extraterrestrials disguised as humans? Overlapping realities. We're jumping right into the deep end here.
No warm-up needed for this one. We're going straight to the main event. And speaking of events, this higher self has something to say about, get this, the babushka lady.
Okay, now you're really speaking my language. The babushka lady, for those who might not know, is this mysterious figure who was seen filming the JFK assassination. Nobody knows who she is or what she was doing there.
Exactly. She's like this huge unsolved mystery.
A total enigma.
Totally. And here's where Hypnovibes takes a hard left turn into the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Jessica's higher self claims that this lady wasn't human at all.
Okay, hold up. Not human, you mean?
Extraterrestrial. In disguise.
Whoa. Okay, I did not see that coming. An alien at the JFK assassination. That's a wild theory.
Right. And there's even this detail about the disguise itself. Jessica's higher self mentions a Bourget. Not sure what that is exactly, but apparently it was totally out of place, like a really obvious fashion faux pas.
A Bourget, huh? Maybe some kind of alien garment. Sounds like whoever this being was, they weren't exactly a master of disguise when it came to human fashion.
Yeah, maybe blending in isn't their strong suit.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine an alien trying to pick out an outfit at the mall? Talk about a cosmic culture clash.
Okay, so we've got an alien potentially present at one of the most significant events in human history, possibly making some questionable fashion choices. This is already more than I expected.
Just wait, there's more. So if this babushka lady was really an extraterrestrial, what does that say about all the other people we encounter every day? I mean, could any of them be aliens in disguise?
That's what Jessica's higher self suggests, that what we perceive as human might just be a really convincing facade.
So basically, anyone could be an alien. I mean, the person in line behind you at the coffee shop, alien. Your neighbor walking their dog, alien.
Well, it's a possibility, isn't it? And if that's true, it really makes you question everything you thought you knew about reality.
Yeah, talk about mind-blowing. It's like living in a sci-fi movie, but without the special effects budget.
Exactly. And it gets even weirder when you start talking about the concept of overlapping realities.
Okay, overlapping realities. That's a new one. Break it down for me.
So the basic idea is that everyone exists in their own unique reality shaped by their experiences and perceptions. But here's the kicker. These individual realities can overlap.
Okay, so we're all living in our own little bubbles.
Right, but those bubbles can intersect, allowing us to interact with each other. But we're not fully immersed in each other's realities, just our own versions of them.
So even when I'm talking to you right now, we're technically experiencing different realities.
That's the idea. It's kind of like we're watching different movies on the same screen. We see the same images, but our individual interpretations and experiences of those images are unique.
That's wild. So it's not just a matter of different perspectives, but actually different realities altogether.
Precisely. And this concept applies to all relationships, even the closest ones.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. I have so many questions.
Well, let's keep diving deeper then. Think about a couple that's been together for years. They share a life, a home, experiences.
Right, but you're saying they're actually experiencing all of that differently.
Yeah, their realities are overlapping but still distinct. What one person experiences as a loving gesture, the other might interpret completely differently.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It explains why, even in the closest relationships, there can still be misunderstandings and conflicts.
Absolutely. And it gets even more complex when you bring in the idea that these realities aren't something we create, they already exist.
Wait, what do you mean they already exist?
Well, the source material suggests that all these different realities are out there, like a vast library of possibilities.
Okay, that's a pretty wild concept.
Yeah.
So how do we end up in a specific reality then?
It's all about our energy and vibration. The frequency we're operating on, so to speak, determines which reality we tap into.
So basically, our vibe attracts our tribe, but on a cosmic level.
You got it. The higher our vibration, the more aligned we are with realities that are harmonious, loving, and abundant.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. We've got aliens disguised as humans, overlapping realities, and the idea that our energy shapes our reality. This is deep stuff.
It definitely challenges our conventional understanding of how things work. But, there's one story from the Hypnovibe session that really takes this whole overlapping realities thing to a whole other level of creepy.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the one with Joshua and was it the forehead entity?
Boy, that's the one. It's seriously unsettling.
Okay, remind me what happened there. It's been a while since I watched that session.
So Jessica's higher self is talking about this person in her life named Joshua, right? And apparently this being, this entity, is attached to his forehead and controlling him like a puppet.
A forehead entity. Okay, that is definitely creepy. Like, what even is this thing? Where did it come from?
The source material doesn't go into a lot of detail about that, unfortunately.
So we just have to accept that there's some freaky forehead entity out there pulling people's strings.
Well, I guess that's part of the mystery. But the really weird part is that this entity seems to be interacting with Jessica in a very deliberate way.
Deliberate how?
Like, it's almost as if it's trying to communicate with her, to send her a message or manipulate her in some way. And it's all pre-planned, like a staged event.
Okay, now that is just plain creepy. Imagine talking to someone and not knowing if it's actually them or some otherworldly being pulling the strings.
Right. It definitely raises some questions about free will and how much control we really have over our own lives.
And it also makes you wonder about the intentions of these entities. Are they just playing games with us, or is there some bigger purpose behind their actions?
That's a good question. And honestly, there's no easy answer. The source material hints that some of these beings might be here to help us, to guide us towards a higher understanding of ourselves and the universe.
Okay, so maybe some of them are friendly, but what about the ones that aren't? Like this forehead entity, for example. It doesn't exactly seem benevolent.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And it's why discernment is so important. We can't just blindly trust everything we hear or see, especially when it comes to these non-physical realms.
So how do we even begin to develop that kind of discernment? It's not like there's a cosmic rule book that tells us who's good and who's bad.
It's all about tuning in to our intuition, to that inner voice that guides us.
Okay, so trust our gut feelings. But what if our gut is telling us that everyone we meet could potentially be an alien puppet?
Well, that's where things get tricky. I think it's about finding that balance between staying open to the possibilities and not letting fear paralyze us.
Easier said than done.
Definitely. But remember, we're not alone in this. The source material mentions other beings, spirit guides, or higher beings that are also involved in this cosmic play.
Oh yeah, like Periwinkle and Lucia, right? Who are these guys anyway? Are they like guardian angels or something?
It's not entirely clear, but they seem to be playing a supportive role for Jessica. Like, Periwinkle is described as being energetically intertwined with her, almost like a spiritual protector.
So it's like she's got her own cosmic support system.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder if we all have access to that kind of guidance and protection. Maybe we just need to learn how to tap into it.
Okay, but if these guides are so powerful, why don't they just step in and solve all our problems? Why all the mystery and cryptic messages?
It's like they're giving us the puzzle pieces, but it's up to us to figure out how they fit together. Maybe it's about learning, growing, and evolving through our own experiences.
A lot to take in, for sure.
Yeah.
But one thing that really sticks with me is this idea that we chose to forget all this stuff when we came into this human experience. Like, why would we do that? It seems kind of counterproductive, you know?
Right. You'd think we'd want to remember all this cosmic knowledge, but the source material actually suggests that forgetting is a crucial part of the journey.
Okay, so how does forgetting help us?
Well, think of it like this. By forgetting who we truly are, by coming into this physical reality with a clean slate, we get to experience life with a sense of wonder and discovery.
So it's like we're playing a game with amnesia.
Right.
We forget the rules, the objective, even who we are, and that makes the game more challenging and exciting.
Exactly. And through the challenges and experiences of this physical reality, we learn, we grow, and we evolve.
So it's all about the journey, not the destination.
You got it. It's about embracing the human experience in all its messy, confusing, and ultimately beautiful glory.
Okay, I can get behind that, but if we've chosen to forget all this cosmic knowledge, how do we even begin to remember it?
There are many paths to remembering, many ways to lift the veil of forgetfulness.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Practices like meditation and hypnosis can help us tap into those deeper levels of consciousness.
Okay, so quieting the mind, going inward, What else?
Well, the source material also mentions certain psychedelic experiences as a way to access this hidden knowledge.
Psychedelics. Interesting. So it's like these experiences can shake us out of our ordinary perception and give us a glimpse of these other realms.
Precisely. They can help us remember who we truly are and what we're capable of.
Wow, this is all pretty mind-blowing. It's like we're being invited to rewrite the rules of reality and step into a world where anything is possible.
Absolutely. It's a message of hope and empowerment. We're not limited by the constraints of our physical senses or the beliefs of our culture. We have the power to create a reality that is more expansive, more loving, and more aligned with our true selves.
That's a beautiful thought. It's like we're being called to step up and become conscious creators of our reality. But if we're constantly bumping up against these other realities, even if we're not aware of it, what does that mean for our everyday relationships?
It adds a whole new layer of complexity, doesn't it?
Yep.
It makes you wonder if our interactions are happening on multiple levels. Maybe we're connecting with people's higher selves or other aspects of their being without even realizing it.
So, like, there's this whole other energetic conversation happening beneath the surface.
Exactly. And that could explain why we sometimes feel inexplicably drawn to certain people or have an instant sense of connection with someone we've just met.
Yeah, like that feeling of, I feel like I've known you forever, even though you just met 5 minutes ago.
Precisely. It could be a soul connection, a recognition on a deeper level that transcends time and space.
So if we're interacting on these multiple levels, does that change how we should approach our relationships?
It certainly adds a new dimension to things. Maybe it means we need to be more mindful of the energy we're bringing to our interactions.
Like pay more attention to our intuition, to those subtle cues we're picking up from others.
Absolutely. It's not just about what people are saying, but also the energy they're projecting, the unspoken communication that's happening between us.
Okay, this is a lot to process. It's like we're all these complex, multi-dimensional beings interacting on a cosmic dance floor.
I love that analogy. And the more we embrace that complexity, the richer and more fulfilling our relationships can become.
This whole deep dive has been a wild ride. We've explored aliens, overlapping realities, spirit guides, even the idea that we chose to forget all of this when we came into this human experience.
It's definitely been an adventure. But remember, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to discover.
So to our listener, we encourage you to keep exploring these concepts. Trust your intuition, dive into the source material, and see where your own journey takes you. And as we wrap up this incredible exploration, we leave you with this final question to ponder. If reality is as fluid and interconnected as we've discussed today, what does that mean for how you choose to live your life?
The possibilities are truly endless.
So the energy that's related to, or the energy can explain this part, that during this JFK's assassination, there's a mysterious woman known as Babushka Lady was seen filming, but never identified. It's in the photo, but nobody knows why she was there. It looks like she has nothing to do with anyone. So this Babushka Lady, whoever is the proper energy can explain this person, can come through this body. When I count to 3, the energy will be here. 1 and 2 and 3.
That was an ET in disguise.
Wow. So who am I speaking with?
Herself.
So this is not a human.
No. They were not very good at disguising. They
So that's
didn't even know that the babushka is.
Out of place, meaning?
She does not blend in with everyone else around her.
Right. I have the picture in front of me. And she has this scarf, a little bit scarf.
That's how her form appears to people, but she doesn't actually look like that, or they don't actually look like that.
So it's a gray?
No.
It's a different species?
Yes.
So what's the purpose?
I do not understand if there's a purpose or not. I don't get that information.
But why she showed up? Just curious?
She needed to do something.
So you are this person's soul?
No, this is Jessica's higher self.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see. Wow. But I'm sure she had...
She had a purpose, but it's not very important to us.
So is this true that a lot of extraterrestrials, they can really just show up in a human form and look exactly like us?
Yes. The thing is that to us, we see it as them showing up as a human form. But what is really happening is that they use different layers of disguise.
Of disguise?
Yes. And it's how they show up to us is how we see them. It's how they actually are appearing to themselves.
I'm not sure if I'm getting it.
They may very well appear in their natural form, but how people see them would be more, yes, as a disguise.
Wow. So just because of the energy that we carry, we will see them as a human.
Because they manipulate the energy for them to appear that.
I see. So that means that there are a lot of people among us.
There could be.
Right. And there's no way for us to know.
No.
But what's the reason for them to do so?
They all have their own individual reasons. There's no exact.
So Earth is this kind of place. Other species, they can come.
It's very easy, guys. Earth is a lower density place for them to reveal and conceal everything.
So they can manipulate our vision.
Yes.
I see. Very interesting. But at least someone is talking about this. And I feel maybe she's a spy. But it's not like that. So I forgot what I'd like to ask. So let's say the people I know, or me and Jessica, we know, there anyone maybe is not really human?
If they consistently show up in your life, they are human.
Oh, I see. But let's say now I have one person in my mind, Sue. She showed up and
she's a human in a very different reality.
I see. Not the same reality.
No.
But we had some interactions.
You can still interact with someone in a different reality.
I see. That makes sense. So yes, I understand, but I still have a hard time understanding that. So different reality, let's say.
Different reality is different because of how the person is experiencing it. Everything is always within themselves. It's our consciousness that identifies a reality and shifts to reality, from reality to reality.
So how they see themselves.
How they experience life, what their beliefs are.
And even your parents can be in different reality.
No one is in the same reality. You are only overlapping with each other.
I see.
And sharing moments where you are in the same reality at that time.
I see. So let's say right now.
Everyone has their own reality that they live in. And it's always a reflection of them.
Right. And so everyone's reality in a way is
different.
Yes, it's different. And I cannot say it is created by them. It's the consciousness created that reality.
It's more like they are experiencing the reality that is reflecting to them their own consciousness, their own vibration.
I see. So
everything is there. They're just going through and experiencing the frames that match their vibration.
So all the realities are being created by the consciousness.
All the realities already exist.
So no one needs to create a new one.
Creating a new one from nothing is not a concept that exists. It's more like everything already exists. Which one would you rather tap into by knowing what your vibration is?
I see. But let's say last time I was still thinking about this, and I feel I understand maybe 30%. So let's say this person, Yashua, showed up in my office, but he is from a different reality. And
in a way, you guys promised each other to be in the same reality.
Right. But this big forehead is controlling him. He's almost like a puppet.
Yes.
How to say, is that puppet? For that forehead. So why this forehead is using this person?
Because he's someone that you would really never interact with.
Oh, otherwise.
Yes.
Ah, but this person is having his own life.
Yes.
I see. So of course he's real.
He's real. It's just the version of him that you interacted with. In a way, it was catered to what was planned out.
And this Periwinkle is one of my spirit guides.
Who's that?
He's the blue being in the supermarket.
Yes.
So he created this.
He was aiding and overseeing the entire process.
What?
He was aiding and overseeing the entire process.
But why he almost looks like a part of me?
Because he is very energetically, in a way, I'm trying to find the right words, 1 second. He's energetically intertwined with you as he is your spirit guide.
I see. So now I understand that this different reality, people are in different reality better today. I can visualize that. We are always overlapping when we're meeting.
But you never really experience their life from their perspective.
Right, because there's no point.
Right, it's their reality.
Right, interesting. So let's say a couple, right? They are still doing that, right? They're
Yes.
not experiencing the same reality.
Yes.
And can they experience the same reality if they want to?
When they interact with each other, they do. But it depends on the soul contract that they have with each other.
Very interesting. So this learning is so endless and it's so fascinating because we chose to forget, in this reality. So we don't understand this unless I listen to someone like you.
Yeah.
But if we leave the body, then we do understand.
Yes, everything comes seamlessly.
Or let's say when we have the psychedelic experience, we also might be able to understand.
Yes.
I see. Do you think Jessica needs a break?
Sure.
Thank you very much again. I will speak with you soon.